We've got blank screen, so don't do start with.
Yeah. Hello and good evening. I'm Natalie, and today we're going to be taking a look at Artspira. I'm going to start off with a little bit on how to set up a CanvasWorkspace account as well. So kind of a whistle-stop tour covering CanvasWorkspace as it is now. And then as they will be shutting down the CanvasWorkspace online, we're going to be then heading over to Artspira and setting that up too. So in the comments, do ask any questions that you have, just so that I can answer them on stream. With this first section, we're going to be looking just purely at the kind of log-on issue. And then obviously at the moment, CM users can't use a lot of the Artspira, indeed if any, package. So what we need to do instead is, you're in the wrong account there, dear. So please do excuse the fact that it's coming up with the wrong account for the comments. It is Ian, he's here hiding in the background. So starting with accounts, and then in future sections what we're going to do is we are going to look at using USB printer cable with our machines, using USB memory stick with our machines, and how you can save the designs that you've purchased from Brother into one format that is nice and easy to use on your machine without having to use the online version of Canvas. So without further ado, let's dive on in. So we're going to go to Canvas. So I do have a shortcut. Let's see if it will work. There we go. So when you first go to CanvasWorkspace, it's going to ask you to register or log in. So I'm actually going to take you through the registration process. Now, please note, I am going to be using dummy details for this. So if you decide that you want to try and log in, you're going to find there's absolutely nothing in there. Okay, so I'm going to go to register. And hopefully you can hear me okay. According to my software, you can hear me just fine. Okay. If you already have a ScanNCut Canvas login ID, you can use that. But yeah, it's going to show that things have changed slightly. So if you are a long-time viewer with us and you've already set up your account, this is going to look a bit different to when you did it. So what we're going to do is read through blah, 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 blah. And we're going to end up using Artspira anyway. And tell me, does anybody actually read all these T's and C's before they take the I agree? So we'll register. And it's going to ask for your details. So it's going to want a login ID. So spoofy for reasons that will become altogether apparent, and just in case somebody else has done this. Shall I use a strong password? Chances of it remembering it? Okay. Yep, you can remember that. Don't need to view it. Thank you very much. And we're going to set it with the email address of spoof@plannercraft.uk. Oh, helps if you use the right app. PC keyboard on a Mac. Fun thing. And right, important thing when you are registering for your CanvasWorkspace account, the date that you put in for your birthday, if you don't use your actual birthday, write it down somewhere, because if ever you do speak to Brother, you need to know that number. So just to say. Okay, so I'm going to go to
1956.
Yeah, I'm not going to use my actual birthday. Although the fact it's come up with 1986, that's plausible. So, you know. and let's go for 7th. Wishful thinking, take a few years off. Okay, and gender if you want to. Now, Mr. is very kindly writing that down for me so that it can. Okay, and we'll go next. And it's going to say check all the information, which is real laugh because it's already revealed the password anyway. And register. It's going to give you an email, and Ian's very helpfully got access to the email so he can approve it from that end. So rather than you seeing all my emails. And that is pretty much the sum of the parts in terms of your Canvas Workspace account. So while Ian is waiting on email and doing that confirmation, are there any other questions that you would like me to cover? So as I said, in future episodes we're going to be doing a bit on using USB memory sticks, both for CM and SDX, but particularly for CM because that's going to be important going forward. We're going to be looking at USB printer cables for connecting our machines to our computers. And again, that is important if you have the square USB port on your machine. So not all machine models has it. So if you have a look at your actual machine, it's down the side, you've got the USB that is the regular rectangle one that you usually put in your memory stick. And hopefully if you've been really good, you've got a little USB extension in that to put your memory stick into to save wear and tear on your machine. But then there should also be a square USB port that is empty, and that's the one used to connect a USB printer cable to, so that you can actually then connect that to your PC or to your Mac. It works for both. So if you want to get around the Wi-Fi issue, that is the way to go. Okay, so we're done. So hopefully if I go back to Canvas, and if it's been really good and it doesn't try and use my usual login, there we go. So welcome to Canvas Workspace Online. Now this is all obviously going away, so I don't want to go too much into depth about what it looks like, but previously what we've done is we've controlled everything with the little user icon here, and it's been where we've set up all our add-ons. It's where you control what machines you have connected. It all sits under there. Now obviously that is all going to change. Now at the moment there are a lot of questions that haven't been answered in terms of how we can access different things. So a lot of what we're doing now is to prepare for worst case scenario. Okay, but hopefully that won't happen. It'll all be kind of thought through and dealt with before we get to that point. This isn't going away just yet. It's going to be later this year, so don't panic. That's the most important thing. Don't panic. So with that said, let's go over to the phone. So this is going to be interesting because trying to get this at an angle where you can see it. There we go. So I'm going to go to the App Store, and hopefully I can do it on here and not have to use my iPad because I already have it set up on my iPad. There we go. So you can see I've got a little cloud icon next to it. That's just because I've already downloaded it. We have a question. Hello, Donna.
Are these projects going to be available in Artspira?
Some of them are, I think, already. Are they all of them? Wouldn't like to guarantee. So if there is something particular that you would like to do, my advice would be to open it up in the web version, download it to your PC or to your Mac as an FCM, and then you've got that kind of future-proofed, because you can import an FCM file into Canvas Workspace Desktop or just send it straight to your machine. So kind of everything you want to be doing at the moment is thinking, what's the worst that could happen and how can I get around that? So hence I'm going to be talking about USBs a lot, because if for any reason CM users can't get onto the Artspira at some future point, the USB will mitigate that. It's not brilliant in terms of those of us that have like CM700s and 900s, as I do. But so I'm just going to tap the button and it's going to download. This is where we go. Thankfully, we have really good Wi-Fi. So I'm going to get open. It would like to send me notifications, so I'm going to go allow. And at this point, we can go continue with CanvasWorkspace. We can sign in with Apple, or we can sign in with Google. So down here, we have don't have an account, sign up. So if we hadn't already done the CanvasWorkspace bit, that would be where you start. But we can go to that one for now. And nope, don't want that one, thank you very much. Spoofy, wasn't it? Okay. Now, wouldn't it be clever? I'm going to take this out of shot just for a minute because passwords. Come on. There we go. And back in shot. So you entered your password and we can go login. And it's going to give you another long document of terms and conditions, which of course we're reading totally. You can choose if you want to receive marketing messages. Personally, I'll leave that off. We have to say that we've read the terms and conditions, and there is a privacy policy that you can read at the bottom. Go OK. You need to say that you're over 18, as if it couldn't work that out from your birthday, but okay. And we need to put in our email address again. Spoof. There we go. Great. Okay, and there'll be a PIN code that comes to your email.
335158.
Yeah, got that. So just enter the code. Say yay. And then it's going to ask you about the machines that you already have. So you may have multiple machines, you may only have one. So I'm going to have a rubber cutting machine. I don't have a craft printer, so I won't tick that one. I have another brand of sewing machine. Mine not quite on the screen, sorry. Oh, it's gone a little bit blurry, hasn't it? Let me see if I can get that a little bit better in focus. So you can see it's asking you about your embroidery machines, your sewing machines, your cutting machines, and any craft printers. And what it means by that is sublimation printers or fabric printers, rather do both. So I'm going to say that I do have other brands of cutting machines and I do have another brand's craft printer. So next. Age range. Too old. Bags, and it doesn't offer you a lot of choice in your paper crafting. So if you want to go other, you can do. It's not going to be that nosy. Next. And it's going to say connect to your machine. Now obviously if I connect to my machine at the moment, it's going to take it off my other one, so I'm just going to go skip for now. And then we can get into the actual app. And ta-da! we are in. So up at the top, we've got our little connection features so that we can set up our device. And in here, we've got our settings, and we've got, oh, sorry. Let's see if I can get this camera a little better positioned. It's a bit weird because my camera is kind of the wrong way up for this. Totally. Okay, so we've got machine settings, we've got account. Now if we go into account, it's going to have all of our details, and it's going to give you two options down here, which are really important to do. Now I've already done this on my Artspira, so I'm not going to do it just now. But if you have an Apple or a Google account, you want to press the link button next to whichever one you've got. Okay, so what that's going to do is when eventually this bit goes away, this bit will still work. So you want to make sure that you're kind of doing belt and braces. So if you think about it like that, we want to make sure that we are giving ourselves the best opportunity to still be able to get into our account. And you should be able to do that eventually in CanvasWorkspace Desktop too. So shortly, there should be an update for CanvasWorkspace Desktop, which is going to switch over to using this account rather than your CanvasWorkspace account. So there we go. So that's kind of part one done. So if you have any questions about the account side of things, now is the time to ask. Then the plan is that, let me get this right, Ian, Monday for the next one. He's shrugging his shoulders at me. Yeah, why not? So Monday, join us Monday, same time for part two, when we'll be looking at USB options, in particular USB memory sticks, and we'll look at the projects that are available on web at the moment and how we can save those for future use, so that we can then still use it with Artspira, or if you already have some artwork that you've already done in web, so that you're not losing things. Any question on accounts before I go? I'll wait because there's a 30-second delay. And obviously it takes time to type too. Going once, going twice. So hopefully I've answered your question, Donna, and thank you for joining us. Quick shout out to my mum, who's also watching. Hi Mum. Mister's waving. And we'll leave it there for today, and I will see you Monday at 8 when we'll be looking at USBs, and I'll talk a little bit about which USBs I prefer as well, because USBs are not all the same. So thank you for joining me, and we'll call it a day at that. See you on Monday. Bye.